Listen, liberalism is secular humanist philosophy shrouded in God. A false notion of God. The entire book of Judges and the historical accounts therein is a stinging rebuke against this humanist philosophy that crept into the church. Also remember that when Moses was on the mountain, Israel called that golden calf by two of the names of Almighty God. Let's read Exodus 32, 1 through 8. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we want know not what has become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. And they rose up early on the morrow, and offered burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink, and rose up to play. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I had commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. In verse 5, Aaron called the calf by the tetragrammaton, the holy name of God that many Jews and Messianic Jews won't even mention the name. It begins with Yah, and it ends with Way. And then Israel called the calf Elohim in verse 8. Listen, even if the idol that you've created in your heart is named Jesus, it's still an idol. In their hearts, these doppelgangers have changed the true God into an idol of their own making. How many professing believers have made an idol in their hearts and named it Jesus instead of worshiping the true and living Christ? For example, a Jesus that'll let you do whatever you want. No worries about chastisement. Don't even have to worry about being born again. Just believe. And by believe, they mean intellectually agree. Not have that deep-rooted belief, which is what the word means, that guides your behavior. Just agree with the facts of the gospel. That's an idol Jesus. And then you can go and live like the devil, and nobody's going to care because you're under grace. We're going to be talking about that for a couple weeks as well. About the unscriptural nature of that belief. They have a Jesus in their heart that'll let them do whatever they want. Doesn't change them. They're not really made new creatures. They just continue on living like Satan and doing whatever they want, fornicating and living with their wives, or living not with their wives. That's living with their girlfriends, their boyfriends, and going out and drinking every Saturday night, getting drunk and rip-roaring drunk, and then stumbling into church on Sunday morning to wash away that sin. Only Jesus washes that stuff away. And the people have created a false Jesus that doesn't care about that stuff. And the true Jesus does. You look in the Scriptures, you cannot come to any other conclusion. If you study the Scriptures, how can you come to a conclusion that God is okay with that nonsense? Well, God doesn't really care about your sin. That's why Jesus died. That's idolatry. That's a fake God. God very much cares about your sin. In fact, one of the reasons Jesus died was to take you out from sin's slavery. We've gone through those scriptures ad nauseum. The Christ these people preach is not the Christ of the Bible. And folks, liberal Christianity has its roots in Unitarianism more than it has any root in Christianity, in biblical Christianity. In fact, it might surprise you to know that all of the beliefs that I have mentioned that are believed by liberal so-called Christianity came out of Unitarianism. I say this not in judgment or condemnation, but warning. I'm warning you with a broken heart that liberal Christianity is not Christianity. It is another religion.